I never thought writing daily emails with ChatGPT would be any good. And every time I've tried, I've just been really disappointed with the results. And I've always thought like, oh, maybe in a few years it will be there. I'm about to kick that belief in the butt, out the window, and on the ground rolling around in pain because it's totally not true. And the good news is that in this video today, I'm going to show you how you can use ChatGPT to mimic your voice so you can write probably about 70 to 80% of your voice and you can pump out content a lot faster. Not only that, I'm going to show you how you can get ChatGPT to come up with its own email ideas, but also how to brainstorm its own ideas and then write it from absolutely zero prompts. So even if you have no clue what to write about, this is an insanely powerful tool if you just want to get the ball rolling. That is, if you understand your customers inside out and you can give it high quality data. If you don't have those two things, stick around for the rest of this video because I'm going to show you how you can get those two things really damn easily. Now, before I go on, who am I? Why should you listen to me? Hey, what's going on? My name is Jules Dan and I'm a freelance list master and profit extractor. So I basically help coaches, course creators, and consultants who have an email list that kind of look like this, a messy, disorganized, profit just leaking out everywhere. And I come in, fix all the money that's leaking out of the list from my accumulated $15 million in client results. And what it does is I get their list kind of looking like this. And of course, daily emails are a massive component of extracting profit from your list. And they also, help build a relationship with your list. And so why do daily emails extract profit so well? Well, they build a lot of trust, they compound goodwill. Oh, and if you write daily to your list, you're actually a lot more nimble when it comes to testing your offers. Rather than waiting, once a week, every fortnight, every month to go test a new offer, you could just test something once every day. Now, on the topic of doing stuff quickly, I think ChatGPT is right up your alley, and that's what we're gonna cover today. However, let me give you a warning. The road to figuring out ChatGPT might lead you to wanting to do this to your face. And the cool part is, it doesn't have to be this way. If you've seen any of my other ChatGPT videos, you're going to see there's 3 core foundation principles you have to understand to make ChatGPT actually sound decent when it's writing copy. These 3 things include: principle number 1 is analyzing the tonality. Principle number 2 is steering the AI back on course. And then principle number 3 is fine-tuning the prompt again and again and again until it's nice. And then after figuring out these 3 principles, it made cracking the code of Facebook ads, emails, lead magnets, bullets just a lot easier. However, the last hurdle that made things really difficult was daily emails. And these are hard to clone and replicate, so let me explain why. If you actually try and inject some personality into emails, maybe using stories with nuances and details that happened the day before, it's kind of hard to put those levels of details and emotion into it so the reader actually feels it. And let's be frank here, if you're writing such a detailed prompt about the story, you may as well just use that effort to learn how to write a bit and just write the email yourself. I like to put on a timer for 10 minutes and then write the email, and that's typically a good way to get better at writing emails. And also as a bonus, if you can flex that you can say that you wrote the email yourself, that's a really powerful positioning tool because it means you understand the principles of direct response, and people really appreciate that, or especially the players do. And that being said, I know everyone's busy, I know we're in a rush, sometimes maybe you just forgot to schedule your email and you're like, crap, what do I do? This might be a good replacement. Or if you just need like a supplemental email, this is the use case I would use it for. Nothing is gonna be your experiences from your stories and putting that personality from your brain, your fingers onto the keyboard. But if you're really rushed and you just wanna get this pumped out, or some other use case where you just need speed, this video is going to be a solution. But this is just the tip of the iceberg. If you want to go deeper down the rabbit hole with me and you want to understand how to use ChatGPT to go from ad all the way from booked call, I've created something called the 4-hour GPT cash campaign. It's basically where I go, like I've just said, ad all the way to book call, from ad, lead magnet, emails, follow-up emails, all the copy that you need to engineer using the right data, the right prompts. Everything there, I've got in the link description below. It's a free mini course you can grab right now. And the key thing that makes this free course probably different than anything else is, the prompts are important, but the quality data that you put into ChatGPT so it can replicate something that sounds decent, that's missing from everything else, and that's what you're gonna find inside the 4-hour GPT cash campaign. It's free, and all you gotta do is click the link description, pop your email, and I'll send it to you right away. Okay, blatant pitch to sign up for my list and get daily emails from me. Okay, it's over. And I will be writing those daily emails myself, just so you know. But on the topic of that, if you're too busy, how do you pump out daily emails with the push of the button using ChatGPT? Well, I'm glad you asked, because let me explain. So the part I was talking about data data, I maybe got to burst your bubble a bit here. You actually got to have some emails written in your voice. And if you're writing good daily emails, it's probably a good idea to include some value emails. So you need to have a bunch of emails where you tell a story, where you tell a lesson, and you don't make a pitch. So that way you train ChatGPT, this is what a value email looks like. And then you got to have specific emails that have a promotional email, and maybe these are specific to you. So if you have your little soft call to action in the PS, you got to have specific emails that have a soft call to action in the PS. So you get the picture, right? You're going to have different emails specific to your brand, whether it's to get people onto a podcast, onto a YouTube channel, or whatever else. You got to have specific emails that are similar to each other, and you need to train ChatGPT. This is what blank type of email looks like. Because if you just start throwing in launch emails and content emails and everything else, what it does, it just sort of like puts it into this washing machine, and it spits out this random email. But what you want to do, like I said, you want to train it in different silos so it knows specifically, this is value, this is YouTube, this is podcast, this is promotional. And you can say, write me a promotional email on blank topic, it will do it for you. So you probably got the idea, right? You got to feed specific emails with a specific end objective. Is it to click to book a call? Is it to build trust and goodwill? Is it to get them to reply and get a lead magnet? That's up to you, what you feed it. Now, obviously, the more data you can feed it, the more refined your voice is going to get. So I was actually feeding between 6 to 10 emails in this example here. So now that you've got a bunch of emails and some data to give ChatGPT, what does the next step look like? So to start off here in this example, I want to give ChatGPT some examples of what a value email might look like. And I found after you've told it to analyze some copy, you want to break down what's actually going on in this email so you can really dumb down for ChatGPT what the strategic objective should be of a value email. And you can see it does a pretty good job of analyzing the gist of this email. And from a little discovery I made, it's probably a good idea to put your name at the top, even if you don't say, hey name. What it does is you're training ChatGPT to remember your name as a concept. So every single time it veers off track, you're like, hey, what happened to writing in the voice of Jules? And that little prompt is going to bring it back and be like, oh yeah, sorry about that. And then it will start writing in your voice again when it inevitably will write and go off on a tangent. So after you fit it some emails, you might say something like this. Good, this person's name is Troy. Is that understood? This is how Troy writes emails. So now it understands how you write. Now to continually refine the voice, I like to use this prompt. Good, I want to give you another email by Troy to write how he writes. Are you ready? And then from there, you just start loading up the value emails one by one. And I like doing one by one because I have tried to do analyze these 3, analyze these 5, analyze these 10. And it just doesn't work as well. So in my opinion, I just like to do one at a time, and you keep saying, I'm going to feed you another one. Are you ready? And then it will say, yes, master, I am ready. And then you give it the email, and then you repeat the same prompt until you're basically done. Now from here, sometimes I even like breaking down the concept of the email just so ChatGPT can understand it even better. So for instance, I might point out the purpose of this email is to point out behaviors he does not like in customers. He also strategically tells a story to subtly signal to the right prospects he's someone they can trust. Except this is the part where artificial intelligence is actually probably less intelligent than a 5-year-old. So it's probably a good idea to double check ChatGPT actually has analyzed your data. For instance, I asked it how many emails have it fed it, and it gave me the wrong answer. I told it the right answer. Sometimes people will just be like, just accept like, oh yeah, you're right. So another example is I quizzed it. I said, are you sure? And it said, yes. I'm like, well, like, how did you get to that answer? It's not game breaking, but it sort of worked it out itself. And if you're feeding it data, it needs to remember that you're actually giving it stuff and you don't want it to forget an email or 2. So now we're up to step 2. And now you might be wondering, how do you actually write these daily emails now that you've fed it some data? Well, here's how you would do it. The first one I actually like a lot better because you can see the direction of how you want the conversation to go. So you can see here on the second line, what I asked him is, your next task is to write an email about the importance of properly prepared prospects. You should pull on the pain point of sales calls turning into interviews. Make sure you write like Troy does. And have a look at this. I was super impressed with the subject line and the opener of this email. And again, if you want to go more granularly, if you want more examples, and more importantly, you want more high quality data like I've used, so you can get some good inputs like this and good outputs like I've just shown you, then you should definitely check out the link description below. Inside is my free mini course called the 4-Hour GPT Cash Campaign, where I've basically taken all the heavy lifting of creating a good campaign 70 to 80% of the heavy lifting is done using ChatGPT. Yeah, enough self-promotion. Let's get back to the video. Right, so how do you then get ChatGPT to model your other styles of emails? Let's say you want ChatGPT to write a promotional style email. Well, you might use a prompt, something like this. I want you to give me some promotional style emails Troy has written. These are a blend of conversational style emails you've written plus a soft pitch at the end. Analyze these emails for me. Then what you do is you just go back and get it to analyze like I've shown you throughout this episode. And if you have no idea, you just need something on the page and it's analyze your voice, you can actually use this prompt to get it to write you something from complete scratch. But personally, like I showed you in that first example, I like giving it some direction. I like giving it a pain point to pull on. And then of course, like with all ChatGPT, you need to keep steering it back on path. So what happened to writing like Jules? What happened to writing in the style of and use the style of the keywords it gave you at the very first analysis? What happened to including a soft pitch in the PS? And eventually, after prodding, you're gonna get about 70% of the way there to a final product. So how do you get to 100% where it's primed for maximum conversions? I think you know the answer to this. Obviously, you got to show your support, give me a thumbs up, and let me know you enjoyed this video so I can create more content just like this. Nah, but seriously, how do you actually do this? Well, I've condensed 3 years of my experience, $50 million in client results, and then I've put them into short 10-minute videos. You can check them out on this playlist over here.